Hey everybody, welcome back to Writing Your Writing. This is your host, Mr. Gessel, here with you today to talk to you more about analysis essay writing, and specifically what I'm talking to you about today. It's a pretty short concept, one little idea, and that is to use repetition in your analysis paragraphs. It's a little sneaky trick. I don't know if sneaky is the right word. It's a little trick that you can use to help keep your analysis focused and ultimately, let's be honest, to get a better grade on your analysis writing. Now, let me give you some full disclosure here. You probably could have guessed this about me anyway, but analysis writing is not my absolute favorite genre of writing. It's not really as creative as, say, writing an essay or writing a piece of fiction, but it's more like math in that there's a formula. And if you follow the formula correctly and you follow some tips and tricks and you know what you're looking for, you know how to build it, you're going to do pretty well every time. So let's take a look at the essay that I'm working on. I have here a binary prompt that I've been given, Are Great Teachers Born or Made? And I'm using the movie Freedom Writers in order to prove that prompt. So if you take a look at my thesis here, you can see that I have taken a stand on this. I'm saying that great teachers are made, not born, because, and then here's the first prong of my thesis, I'm going to say that Erin Gruhl was not an exemplary teacher from her first day. So there's my reason for why great teachers are made and not born. And I'm going to have one or two other reasons. I'm not going to include those here. We don't need to focus on them. I also am going to have an introduction for this essay, obviously, an introduction paragraph or two. I don't need to have that here. I'm just showing you the body paragraphs. Now, I'm doing something slightly different with this first sentence. I'm giving a broader first sentence because I want the reader to feel guided into my thesis prong, and that's okay, you can do that too. So let's take a look at this first sentence. Although some may begin the teaching profession with more initial talent than others, a great teacher is molded into greatness throughout time and experience, not through mere birth. So you can hear there that that is a little bit more of a broad introduction than just jumping into my thesis prong. There is nothing wrong with doing that, with letting the reader get their bearings first before you throw the thesis right at them. Highlighted in yellow here, the next sentence, this is my thesis prompt. This is evidenced in Freedom Writers when first-time teacher Erin Gruhl discovered she was not the picture of teaching perfection from her earliest days in the classroom. So, worded a little bit differently, that is this. That's my first thesis prompt. So now I need to introduce my first piece of evidence to prove that. So I have, on the first day of school, in fact, Gruhl's students tuned her out, not listening to her, and there was even a fight. So there's my piece of evidence directly from the text, or in this case from the movie. And now I need to analyze it. This is the key piece of this. Now, what I'm trying to show you is that you can use some repeat phrases from your thesis in order to maintain your focus in that analysis and to show your reader that you know that you're proving, in fact, what your reasons, what your points are. So if Gruhl had been born to teach, it would stand to reason that she would have been an exemplary teacher from her first moments with students. And again, notice, exemplary is repeated here from the thesis prompt. So I'm actually repeating some language because that's helping me tie it together. It's helping me maintain my focus as a writer. She was not the picture of teaching perfection at the beginning of her career, but she was able to become a great teacher through time and practice, so we can safely infer that great teachers are made and not born. And again, I have highlighted in yellow, not the picture of teaching perfection. That is pulled right from this very paragraph. She was not the picture of teaching perfection. I'm coming right back to it, tying it together, and just using some repeat language, a little trick of the trade, in order to show that I've made a connection here. And then finally, great teachers are made and not born. That language is pulled right from the very beginning here, my big picture thesis, what I'm trying to prove, even before I've given my reasons. So you can see here that in my analysis of this evidence, I am pulling ideas and reasons from my thesis prongs, and specifically the exact language that I've used in order to show my reader that I'm keeping my focus and that I am in fact proving my thesis.